It's autumn. It's currently the 11th of September and I'm declaring it full-blown autumn. The leaves have fallen, the sky has gone grey, it has rained more than once today. This ray of sunshine right here is very conflicting, but I promise you, it is currently bright sunshine and raining. So my favourite activity to do when it is stay in the house time is crocheting. And I have wanted to buy one of those pumpkin pillows for my bed, but they're like £10. And I'm not willing to pay £10. And as much as I love autumn and I love decor, I physically cannot spend £10 on something that I know I'm only going to have on my bed for a month and a half out of the year. Because for me, as soon as Halloween's over, it is Christmas time. And then all my Christmas decorations go up within the first week of November. So really, autumn is just like September and October for me, and November is Christmas. Anyway, I want to make one of those pumpkin cushions for my bed because it's not going to cost me anything. I don't want to pay £10 for one, so I'm going to make it at home so it's free. This is the pin that I found for it, and I will put the link to the pattern in the description. But I have the pattern up on my laptop. I have short-term memory loss, but only when it comes to crocheting, because I will crochet all day, every day. But if I put my work down for like longer than half an hour, I could not tell you how to do a single stitch. I haven't crocheted in about a month. But this girl, she has put, so one of the main stitches that we're going to be using is a herringbone half double crochet, and she has literally put how to do the stitch in the pattern notes. Yarn over, insert hook into stitch, yarn over, pull through stitch, and first loop on hook. This is similar to a slip stitch. 2 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. That's incredibly helpful for someone like me who constantly forgets how to do the stitch. I forget how to do a single crochet on a regular basis, and I've been crocheting for about a year. This is my yarn, but this is the yarn that oh my god, the sun is pissing me off. Can't show you anything because the sun is so bright. This is the yarn I'm using. It's literally from Amazon. I don't know what it's called. It's called Cuddle. This is Cuddle on it. Perfect for blankets. Super chunky yarn. Utopia Crafts, possibly. I'm pretty sure I just searched on Amazon and bought the cheapest one. I've had this for about a year now. We are making the large pumpkin from this pattern, and I kind of want to make this a series because I'm hoping that it will force me to crochet more. I have bought so much yarn in the anticipation of wanting to make stuff, but I just haven't actually gotten around to making it. So I kind of want to call this series crocheting patterns so you don't have to. That seems kind of bad though, because I want you to crochet. Crochet, you bought your hooks, you bought all that yarn, crochet. Support the pattern creators. Make your own stuff. It's really fun and cool. Crocheting so you don't have to. Also, don't use me as a tutorial because I'm kind of bad at crocheting. The first step is to make a magic circle. Now, I've forgotten how to make a magic circle, so I'm going to have to Google that real quick and I'll be back. I just had a load of the same yarn in my... I have a bag where I put all my hooks, and I also put like scraps of yarn in it. Like this. I have loads of just scraps of little bits of yarn. But I just found all of this. So, I mean, this will probably only do like... maybe it might do a couple rounds. That's good. Look at me. Okay, this is really chunky yarn. I am going to be using a 9 because that is what the yarn recommends. It recommends using a 9 for this yarn. Would I call it yarn? It's not really yarny. It's like fluffy. I would describe it as like dressing gown material. Not dressing gown material. Like hoodie material. It's like fluffy. Hoping the audio quality isn't really fucking bad because I'm terrible. I can't believe I don't remember how to make a magic ring because I made a whole bouquet of flowers where I had to make multiple magic rings. And now I just can't remember. Like,
Your magic ring, grab the tail of the yarn and lay it over the flat of your palm.
oh my god, this yarn is
Weaving
incredibly
in the
hard.
ends after creating a magic loop is just
Wait,
as
go back. Sorry. Okay, this is actually going to be really hard with this thick of yarn, but let's just see how it goes. Work 8 half herringbone double crochets into the magic circle. Slip stitch into the first stitch, chain 1, 2 loops on hook, yep, yarn over, pull through both loops. I think I did it. You didn't see any of that. I will try and do it again. Herringbone half double crochet. From this girl's instructions that I'm following. Okay, so you yarn over. Oh god, I've not made my magic circle big enough. You go into the stitch, which is the magic circle. Insert yarn over, yeah, yarn over. Pull through the stitch, which is this one and this one. The stitch and the first loop, so it's these two. So you pull through those two. Fuck. Oh, for God's sake. Right. It's so hard with you watching me. Okay. Yarn over. Go through one. Might just be easiest. One. Oh my god. One. Two. There we go. So you have 2 hoops. 2 loops left on your hook. Then you yarn over again and you go through these 2 loops. Okay, so I've done 2. I have to do 8. Oh, I definitely did not make this big enough. That's rain, baby. It's almost as if it knew that I wanted to film a really autumnal video today, and it started raining. Like, fully proper raining. The sun's gone in. There's no sunbeam anymore. The clouds have gone a very, very dark grey. And it's chucking it down. You can't get more autumnal than that. Oh my god, that candle. Can you see that reflection? Where am I pointing? Can you see that reflection? Oh my god, sorry. Can you see that reflection there? From my point of view, it looked like my TV was on fire. I just pooed myself for a split second. What is this now? What is I've got a little I've got a little hemorrhoid going on. I don't know where that's come from. 5, 6, 7. Oh, I have royally You actually can't make this shit up. I tried to move my yarn slightly to make more room for the 8th stitch, and the end broke off. The end just ripped off, and it's just completely ruined everything that I've just done. Let me try and remember how you do the thingy without. Okay, you put it across your palm, like so. This is my magic ring tutorial. Put it across your palm as so. Then you wrap it around your finger. You pull it over your finger. Pull one, and then you pull the other, and you pull that all the way over. I believe that is not a ring. Oh, I believe that is the ring. I've forgotten actually. Come back. Sorry, girl. Go over that again for me one more time.
Let's learn the magic ring. To start your magic ring, grab the tail of the yarn and lay it over the flat of your palm.
So I guess I'll come back to you when I've just redone all of that again. Hopefully this time it doesn't snap. A girl can dream. We have now had a change of location as the sun has gone down. So this is how far I've gotten. So this is what we've done so far. Looks a bit like a scrunchie. Are we seeing those vibes? I'm unsure as to when I have to pull the middle bit. Let me keep reading it because it might tell me when I need to do that. I just don't want to do it too early, you know? I think I'm supposed to pull it now. I'm most worried that the tail is just going to break off again, and then I'm going to have to redo this for a 5th time. Would you believe a 5th fucking time. This tutorial says for beginners. I kept doing it wrong. I kept doing double crochets instead of half double crochets. So that's why I had to keep restarting. I think that is as small as I can make it without ripping it. I also think I have I gone wrong? I don't know anymore. This side just feels bigger than this side. I don't know. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the next 5 rounds and then I'll come back to you because they're looking like they're basically the same thing over and over and over and over again. And then when we get to round 5, we're increasing our half double crochets. Oh no, we're not. Let me read this to you. Work 2 half double crochets in each stitch. Round 3. 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, repeat. 1 half double crochet, 2 stitches, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, repeat around. 1 half double crochet in 3 stitches, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, repeat. And then I think it's just a lot of that. We'll do the 5 and then I'll come back to you. We'll see how we're getting on. I have a feeling this is going to take me hours. I wonder if we're going to even maybe finish the whole of Gilmore Girls before I finish this fucking pumpkin. I think everyone needs to give me a round of applause. So we have now done the first 5 rounds. This is how far we've gotten. It's now 11 o'clock at night. So I'm going to go to bed. And we're going to pick up on this tomorrow. And I'll probably do the next 5 rounds. So then we'll be 10 rounds in. And then I can show you what we're looking like. It currently... Sorry, my camera fell. It currently kind of looks like an acorn. Do you get what I mean by that? Like a little acorn hat. Like an acorn hat. Do you get what I mean? Okay, so we are now on row 10. Let me show how we're looking so far. Look at that. That's how big it is for scale. It's just slightly bigger than my head at the minute. Yeah. It is now Saturday and I started this on Wednesday and this is how far I've gotten. But you know, I have no excuses. I'm just lazy. But we are now about 10 or 11 rows in. I need to recount them. But this is about 10 or 11 rows, and essentially what we are doing now is we have stopped doing like the 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1, 2 and then no, it was like 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 2. Now we are just doing one of those stitches in every single hole, and we're doing that for 8 rounds. So that's where I'm currently at. I've done 2 rows of that. That is how it started to now build up like a bowl instead of just being like the base. So now we're actually starting to build up the bowl of the pumpkin. So I'm gonna finish all of those rounds of just the straight stitches because we're literally just going 1 1 1 1 1, the same stitch in every single hole. So, and we've not done any stitch different to that stitch I showed you at the beginning. So it is just the same stitch, apart from a slip stitch, but that's pretty simple. So it is actually very, very easy and very easy to like get in the swing of it and like bang loads of it out really quickly because you don't really have to think. Especially at this stage, I'm literally just like not even looking, just like watching my TV like I might scream. I've gotten this far and it turns out I was reading the wrong instructions. I was reading the instructions for the small pumpkin, not the large pumpkin. I thought this was looking a little bit small, but I was like, oh no, it will come together. No. Undo the 8 rows, redo 2 rows, then redo the 8 rows again. I actually don't think it's 8 rows, I think it's actually 13.
One eternity later.
This is how far we currently are. So I have done those 13 rounds of just like the same stitch over and over again, 13 rounds. We are doing the same stitch we've just done, but we're doing it together. So it's a half herringbone double crochet together is the name of the stitch. You do 7, okay? Then what we are doing, oh my god, yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, you are left with 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and you pull through all 3, okay? And that's where we're decreasing the stitches on this round to make the top of the pumpkin. This time I'm getting up close and personal, so hopefully you can like literally see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so yarn over. I yarn over weirdly because I'm left-handed. If you're a really beginner crochet and you're not left-handed, don't yarn over the way I yarn over. You yarn over, you put your hook through this loop right here, the 8th one, the next one, okay? Yarn over, you go through 1, 2, yarn over. Now you're going into the next stitch, yarn over, 1, 2, yarn over, and then we have 4. You have 3 left on the hook, yarn over, so you have 4. 1, 2, 3, pull through. And that's it. And you just do that all the way around. And then on the next row, you would do every 6. So then on the 7th, you would do that. And then the next row on the 6th, on the 5th, on the 4th, on the 3rd. I don't know how long that goes on for until you change. I will go back to the pattern and let you know. Okay, that did not take that long. The long bit is the middle bit. But even then, I reckon if I had given myself an evening, like I reckon you could probably do this in about 4 hours. If you had this chunky yarn, if you had thin yarn, I reckon this would take you absolutely ages. Or it would just make a very fat, short pumpkin if you had thin yarn. I really do feel like you need thick yarn for this. Anyway, we are at the second to last round. Round of applause, please. So I have just done 2 herringbone half double crochets, and then you do the herringbone half double crochet together. That is the point I'm at. I have one more round of doing 1 herringbone half double crochet and then a herringbone half double crochet together. Okay, are we following? Cool. In the pattern, she recommends stuffing it at this point. So what I'm doing, little hacks that you might not know, a little bit of reduce, reuse, recycle, if you will. This is a really old pillow. Just take some stuffing out, I rip it apart a bit so it's all fluffy again, like that. And I will just put it in whatever I'm crocheting, whatever needs stuffing. I'm always so scared of working with filler like this because when I was in secondary school, I took GCSE textiles. In my year 9 textiles class, a girl, I think we were actually making pillows. We were using, stuff like this to fill our pillows. And she got like a fibre in her eye and she has to go to A&E and have her eye flushed out. And since then, I've been absolutely terrified of anything like this, that I'm going to get a fibre in my eye. She said it was like some of the worst pain she's ever been in. That's crazy. Side note, I really dislike the basket episode. I hear you all boo me now. I dislike Jess. Not even that I dislike Jess, I dislike Rory. This, for me, is where Rory starts to become really insufferable. The way that she, and I don't really like Dean. I don't like Dean. I don't like Jess. I don't like Logan. I don't like anyone she fucking dates in this show. They're all awful. Logan's maybe the best. Apart from, like, he's not like the best of a bad bunch. But the way that she treats Dean and basically has like an emotional affair with Jess and just like leads Dean on for fucking ages, by the way. I think they should have met when her and Dean break up. I don't remember which season they break up in, whether it's 1 or 2. I don't know. When they break up with the car thing, they should have had her get with Jess. Then enter Jess. Or enter a little bit before that. Then they break up. Then Jess sweeps her off her feet. Amazing. And then she could, you know, then the natural course of events can play out. Jess leaves fucking randomly. Then Dean gets engaged and married really fucking weirdly, by the way. That was... I'm sorry, what? That could have all happened. It's just the fact that she cheats on Dean for a very long time with Jess that annoys me. Those are my thoughts. Those are my feelings. I'd like them as a couple. I don't like how they've become a couple. And I don't like her. I love her in season 1. I love her for the first half of season 2. As soon as Jess enters, I dislike her. Because she acts a fucking fool. I know she's 16. She acts a fucking fool. I've stuffed this thing within an inch of its life. It's very round. Anyway, I'm going to go finish those last 2 bits and then I'll come back. Okay, so we are here. I have just done the final... So I was wrong. It's not the herringbone half double crochet for this final loop. It is the herringbone half double crochet together. This loop, just to make it that much smaller. So we're left with this, you know, tiny little bum hole. And I have just slipped into that final stitch. And now we just need to chain 1, fasten off, and leave a long tail. We're leaving a long tail because the next step is to make the stem, and we are using the long chain to sew the stem to the hole. So this is how you fasten off, because this was really confusing when I first started crocheting and no one really explained it to me properly, and I couldn't really find anything of anyone explaining it to me properly. This is how you fasten off. So I'm gonna chain 1. Then, instead of... I don't know how to explain it. You're basically going to pull the thread all the way through. Does that make sense? I will show you. So I'm going to cut first. I don't know how long it needs to be. Obviously, this is my first time doing it as well. I'm going to cut and leave this much, okay? I am now putting it into the hoop that I had left. I have only done the slip stitch here, so now I'm going to, with my little bit left, I'm going to yarn over, chain, and then instead of how we normally go like that, you're not going to do that. You are just going to put it all the way through, tighten it, and that's how you fasten off. Literally, it's that easy. That is the pumpkin bit done. It's a bit weird. I'm going to have to mash it around a bit to get it the proper shape. A bit boxy. It's a bit square. Is that bit done? The next step is the stem, which I think I'm going to start tomorrow because it's like 10 o'clock. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so I've finally been bothered to pick this up again. It has been about a week, but we're going to finish it because this bloody stump has been staring at me all week, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it. Yeah, okay, I'll get to ya. And it's just never happened. And I've also, I haven't watched Gilmore Girls either. I think my issue is I associate watching Gilmore Girls with crocheting. And because I just can't stand this storyline, I know it's like some people's absolute favourite. I personally cannot stand it. I can't stand this when it's like a love triangle. I hate love triangles anyway. I can't stand them. I think they're the most stupid plot points. I say, girl, just fucking pick one. Stop messing the other around. You don't have feelings for two people at once. Anyway, tangent. Tangent. But yeah, I think that's why I can't bother to crochet, because I don't want to watch this. Maybe I will just skip ahead to when Rory's in Yale, because really that's when it gets good again. I feel like from this point, just hurts my brain, and Rory just pisses me off. Well, to be fair, she pisses me off from now until the end anyway. But maybe I'll just rewatch season 1. That seems to be the only good season for me anyway. So we are now doing the stem of the pumpkin. So the pattern says we make a magic circle, just like we did at the beginning here, little bum hole. And we have to work 8 single crochets into this, so not that many. See, my issue is because I'm English, I constantly get confused with my doubles, singles and trebles, because they are different depending on who you ask. Because I follow a lot of American patterns, but in my brain I'm English. You know what I mean? So I can never remember which way round it is. And I can never remember how to do them. Okay, I'm back. It was exactly what I thought it was. Single crochet if you need reminding and you don't want to run to TikTok like I had to. Hook, in loop, wrap, through first loop, wrap, foot through 2 loops. That's single crochet. We are doing 8 of those round. This is what we're looking like so far. Obviously we are going to pull this really tight, because that is the point of a magic circle, is so we can make it small. There is our second little bum hole. So now, what we did before is every time we got to the round, we would do a slip stitch in this first chain. We're not doing that anymore. We are just going up. So we're not making it bigger. We're just going up. So we're just working kind of like in a spiral, if that makes sense. Before, what we were doing is we were slip stitching in here and we were chaining 1, and that chain 1 added width. So this became this, because every round we were adding a chain, because we were chaining 1. Does that make sense? But to do like this, we don't do that. We're not adding a chain because we don't want it to get bigger. We want it to stay this big, but just get taller. So we're I like to say we're working in a spiral, because that makes more sense in my head, because we're going up like that, like whipped cream. We're doing this for, I believe, 12 rounds. And we are literally just doing single crochets. So what I just showed you, and then 8. And then we are literally just, because you see how it got taller, but it didn't really get that much wider. So the aim is for it to just literally be the same width the whole way down, like that. I'm counting 8s because I want to know each time I've done a spiral, because you don't want an uneven stitch. And if you count, and we want to do 12 of those. So I will be back when I have done that 12 times. So this is the finished result. So I've stuffed it with yarn. So we have to now whip stitch this on. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna guess that literally just means like, okay, that is on there. I don't know if I read the pattern wrong, because she said to leave this at the end of this to sew it on, but she also said to leave this at the end of this to sew it on. So I don't really know, but this is the pumpkin so far. It looks like an orange. And now I have to watch a video, because now we're sewing it like that to compress it, to give it that like pumpkin shape. So I need to watch that video and figure out how to do that. I may have jumped ahead a little bit. Look at her. Look how cute. I am now done. I did make some slight tweaks. Oh my, what is my hair doing? I did make some slight tweaks to the pattern, as the creator did 6 cross sections. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe I did 8. Added 2 because I just thought the 6 looked a bit funny, because I think I made mine too big. And I also added the stem after I did all of this bit, because basically, so how you do this, these indents, how you do those is, so you were supposed to leave a very, 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 very long bit. I did not leave nearly a long enough at all bit. Basically just leave however much you have on your ball of yarn left. Just leave that basically. But what you do is so obviously it's hanging from the top here. You go in through the bottom here. So you put the tapestry needle, you go in through the bottom here, and so I had to literally put my fist in to find the needle because of all the stuffing in here. I literally could not find it. I could not get it through, because I put actual sponge in here. So I just, like, put this, why I attached this afterwards. I had to put my fist in, grab the needle, pulled it through, pulled it very, very tight, and I also adjusted it. And basically I did that 8 times, and I pulled it tight, and then I pulled it tighter after I was done, and like pulled it in like that at all the edges so that it got it as tight as possible. I sewed the stem on with what was left of my yarn, and then I weaved it in, cut it off. So this is all connected. That is all I changed though. Look how cute. It looks so, so cute from the top. From the side, yeah, okay. But from the top, so, so cute. So that's it done. It's definitely not perfect. There's a big gaping hole here. It's not perfect, but I'm also not a perfect crocheter. I'm not the best crocheter in the world. The bum is looking a bit wild, if I do say so myself. I'll just adjust that a little bit. Anyway, that is the, oh, imagine if I just set that on fire. That is the pumpkin done. If there's any other patterns you'd like me to try, drop me the Pinterest link down below. And that took me, by the way, let's see where we're at. We are 3/4 of the way through season 2, episode 19 of Gilmore Girls. I mean, obviously I wasn't crocheting the whole time I was watching this, but most of the time I was. So that's around how long it takes. However long it would take you to watch 2 seasons and 19 3/4 of an episode of Gilmore Girls. That is how long it took me to make this pumpkin. So there's your time scale. Thank you for sticking around this long. I'm not sure how long this video will be, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!